Now, things will become more serious, more disturbed when Saturn and Mars both look at the 7th house or the Lord which is ruled at 7th house. Why? Saturn is a planet which delays marriage. It does not like anything. It likes order. It likes a particular rule. It likes conformity to rule. So, marriage is, all the time today, especially in today's condition, it does not actually talk about, it is not about order and conforming to everything. So Saturn is a planet which does like to delay. It does not like, does not like anything which is not documented, which is not as per rules, which is not, which is not in order. It's that kind of a planet. And Saturn, when it is aspecting the 7th house along with Mars, it will create disaster. Why? Because Mars is a general. And Mars is a general which wants to lead marriage in a particular way. I'll talk about Mars at a later stage also, aspect of Mars and Manglik Dosh. I'll cover it up later. So Mars is a planet which does not is a general. It's like a chief. It likes rules, it likes regulations, it likes things to be done in order. Saturn is also a different type of planet which again likes things to be done in a particular order. It is slow moving, it is not very proactive. So when these two planets look at your 7th house or the Lord of 7th house, they also indicate that there is going to be a problem. So be sure, three things: Sun and Venus together, Ketu in 7th house, and Saturn and Mars looking at 7th house or the Lord of 7th house will create problems in your married and marital life. So these are indicators which one has to look at when you're seeing an horoscope. So first thing is 1, 6, 10. Those who know astrology beyond a certain point should look at these things. 1, 6, 10. Do they come in play dominantly? Others who want to see astrology or learning astrology, look at Ketu in 7th house, look at Sun and Venus, look at the aspect of Saturn and Mars. So these are three parameters which will create problems in your marital life. The second aspect of marital life when I was talking was that tendencies. Some people do not have tendency. They do not want to get married. They are not interested in the concept of marriage. They may not be interested in sex. They may have tendencies with different. We call them gay. We call them lesbians. We can we call them with different names. Now, one of the important indicators which one should carefully look at is when Mercury, that is Gemini, rule of Gemini and Virgo, Mercury is with Ketu. Whenever Mercury is with Ketu at a conjunction of about 6 degrees, 7 degrees, that is my thumb rule. The conjunction should not be more than 6 degrees this way or that way. Please look at it. Then that person either will not be interested in a relationship, will have certain tendencies depending on the sign and placement, which would be different, but there will be an aberration. So an aberration in terms of tendencies will happen when Mercury and Ketu are together in an orb of 6 degrees. So that is one thing which we need to stop and have a look, which would cover a very important aspect of marriage, which is tendencies. Similarly, Mercury, Saturn and Ketu. Mercury is a very important planet of passion. It is which rules passion. But Mercury, when it gets afflicted with, say, Saturn and Ketu, again it will give certain tendencies which are not of the right kind, which would depend exact tendency. They have to, again, you have to look at placement, aspect, conjunction, so many other things. But Mercury and Ketu together, stop. Mercury, Saturn and Ketu together, stop and have a look. Now the third thing which I would like to explain which can create problems in marriages, when you have a drive, when you have a sexual drive which is more than required, which is extra. Now here you have to see a planet which comes into play is Rahu. Whenever you have Venus with Rahu, again in the conjunction of 6 degrees, have a look, stop. There is a problem there, especially in a female horoscope. In the same way, if Mars is with Rahu, stop, have a look. There is going to be a problem. And if Mars is with Rahu and Mars is debilitated, it is with Rahu aspected by Shani in a female horoscope, please have a look again, because Mars and Venus, as explained in my last video, they are important planets which govern your sexual drive. Rahu, what does it do? It is a planet which enhances the drive. It says go, get the meat. It says go ahead, get the meat, have a good relationship, enjoy yourself, experiment, do something which has been told by the latest stuff which is going on. It represents the latest fashion, it represents the latest MTV, Bollywood, Hollywood, the latest craze, the latest aberrations, deviations. It is a planet which wants to explore, which wants to enjoy. So such a planet, when it comes in close conjunctions with Mars and with Venus, it will create a tendency where there is an overzealousness, the zest is higher. So it will create a drive which is opposite to which I had explained to you in my last section. So one has to take care. Summing up, when you're looking at an horoscope and you're looking for problems, look at the dominance of 1, 6 and 10 house, look at the relationship between Sun and Venus, look at the relationship with aspects of Saturn and Mars, look at the relationship of Mercury with Ketu in the 7th house, and then the relationship of Rahu with Mars and Venus. It gets diluted, it gets exaggerated or aggravated depending on the aspect of Saturn or other planets. But these are indicators which are indicative, which indicate you while seeing an horoscope. Have a look, stop, and these are things when you analyze more, you can come to the final result. So this is so much for issues which create problems in a married life, which everybody is very keen. If you're interested more, go to my subscribe to this channel. I will put more videos. Also, you can go to SAGAR Publications, read my books there. You can go to my site and read a lot of articles. But these are small things which are important, which gives you a crux which you can see and start learning and develop interest and understand, do astrology yourself rather than going around. So that's it. Wait for my next video where I will cover some other aspect of marriage. And so bye for now. Thanks.